You've probably worked those snowy day security shifts. Shifts when the police stop responding to routine calls because of the bad weather. You know that when the police stop responding to calls, the security agency's role becomes more important and in more demand. A quick review of the latest headlines demonstrates the likely emergence of a new perception of public safety policy in America. That is, America is entering into a public safety ice age, where a new set of public policy ties the hands of the judicial system. Whatever your view of this perception, from personal protection to home security, from the affluent to the small business, faith in the politicians to keep their constituents safe is being shaken. And it's easier than ever before to make the case everyone now needs some form of private security. And that's just one reason for why you should start your private security agency in 2020. In 2018, I narrated a video for the Security Officer Network. It's entitled, Why You Should Start a Security Agency in 2018. With nearly 30,000 views, that video has become one of the most popular on the Security Officer Network's YouTube channel. It describes the security industry as a prime sector for a new business. In many states, there is a low cash upfront barrier to start, and an officer owner can pay her own salary with the income from her first client. This allows the new agency to implement a pricing model that's instantly competitive against the established players. And the sector is set to benefit from the rising pressure put on public safety and the police. So what's changed from 2018? Is the private security industry still a good place to start a business? Take a look at these recent headlines, and you can see how a new perception is taking hold. New York has recently put the issue of public safety policy in front of the whole nation with its decision to not require bail for a large number of crimes. This is leading to headlines where those accused of repeated crimes actually appear to be taunting the public. This perception is not limited to the large coastal states or even the big cities. Look for Dallas, Texas to become a premier go-to destination for those who wish to work in private security. Last year, the Dallas County District Attorney announced a plan to stop prosecuting certain crimes, specifically some forms of shoplifting. It's a sure boost to the loss prevention, consulting, and security niche of the Dallas security industry. Back to New York, a perceived expansion of the city's homeless population seems to be implementing itself on the city's psyche. I was reminded of this recently when listening to one of WFAN sports radio morning hosts explain that his friend's business was being significantly impacted by the encampments now forming on the sidewalk outside and deterring customer traffic. The friend opined that his customers are now staying away from his business. When the sports personalities on WFAN start talking about these matters, you can be assured they are permeating the mass consciousness. If these ongoing headlines were not enough, concern about public safety is increasingly becoming hyper-local as popular apps like Nextdoor broadcast fears, concerns in real time at the neighborhood level as neighbors report suspicious incidents, creating a constant psyche of fear and uncertainty. Regardless of your view on the latest public safety policies or lack thereof emanating from the politicians now, it's difficult to dispute the fact that a perception of psychological and societal breakdown is emerging, and demand will only increase on the private security industry. But don't take my word for it. This demand can be proven by recent government employment numbers. More on that in a second. You may have heard the following argument against creating a new private security agency in 2020. Aren't surveillance cameras, alarm systems, and security robots replacing human officers? The advancements in the quality of safety sector technology products are matched only by their rapidly increasing affordability, and this undoubtedly results in the replacement of human security officers. This requires a savvy remarketing by your agency, a pivot from being a provider of untrained observe and report security guards to an agency of skilled tactical communications security officers. No longer is the primary purpose of your security officer to observe and report. A camera or a robot can do that. Now, it's the primary purpose of your officers to tactically negotiate a desired outcome that's beneficial to your client. Let's take the example of the New York business that's being hurt because of the crowd out front. That business probably won't fix the problem with security cameras or alarm technology. But a professional security officer, skilled at tactical communications, can negotiate an outcome that's conducive to allowing patrons access while also earning the respect of those who are encamped in front of the business. This means that your officers must be trained in tactical communications. You must take the time to constantly improve their communication and negotiating skills. This tactical approach will differentiate your agency from the old guard providers who do not provide this same emphasis, negotiation, and tactical communication. These new technologies aren't an obstacle to your security business. They are an opportunity. Though these technologies are cheaper to deploy than ever before, they are getting more and more confusing. There are so many different options, prices, technology requirements, and configurations. Businesses and even residential owners don't have the time to research all of their options and choose the best configuration that's available to them. Worse, once the customer does choose a set of security technologies, they are constantly monitoring and responding to alarms and notifications, both real and fake, at all hours of day and night. This is your opportunity. Your agency will offer not only the initial consulting, but the human monitoring and response assistance thereafter. Instead of fearing these new technologies, you will learn them, know their various advantages and drawbacks, learn which camera systems work best with which alarm systems, and offer specific recommendations. Then, you will be prepared to offer monitoring and security response packages that fit the needs of the customer and save them significant cost when compared to the traditional on-site human security model. Finally, regarding the concern about technology replacing human security officers, let's check the best source for analyzing the industry's growth: the United States Department of Labor and the Bureau of Labor Statistics report. I've combed through their massive spreadsheets so that you won't have to. The report's most recent numbers show an industry-wide gain of 8,940 new security industry jobs in the most recently surveyed year. The private security industry has added approximately 117,000 jobs since 2010. So there's no doubt, notwithstanding the new technologies, this industry continues to grow and has only expanded. Here's one more objection to starting a security agency in 2020. Should I really be starting a business right now? Isn't a downturn upcoming? Some economists claim that the economy is past due for a pullback. It's been 12 years since the start of the last recession, and this far exceeds the normal post-recession cycle. However, the security industry is a good place to be in economic downturns, especially for the creative and versatile security agency owner. While certain sites, like construction sites, are likely to be negatively impacted during a pullback, the nature of a downturn actually incentivizes other sites to maintain their security. Bad economic times can lead to a rise in crime and an even greater need for security than before. During the Great Recession of 2008, the industry's job count never pulled back further than 2006 levels. By 2012-2013, there were more private security jobs than before the recession. Actually, a downturn provides an opportunity to a new agency because you will be prepared with innovative security products that respect your client's budgets. You can do a risk analysis on your client risk and identify those most likely to be impacted by the downturn. You will then prepare product design to meet that need. If your client can no longer afford on-site security because of an economic downturn, it doesn't mean they no longer need security. They probably need it more than ever before. They just need less expensive and more versatile security products. Here's where your knowledge of the new security technologies enables you to make a recommendation that respects their new budget. Your alarm and camera monitoring and your security patrol response services will allow them to continue calling on the services of your agency while cutting their overall bill. And if your product offering is properly designed, the profit margin to your agency may actually increase with these innovative new services as compared to the traditional labor-intensive on-site security services. In fact, this may be a reason for why you would want to start a new security agency during a downturn. Your ability to be flexible and your agency's lack of overhead allows you to undercut the large providers that are stuck in their ways and slow to react to changing times. In 2012, I launched what would become the Security Officer Network. That service offered support to security officers who, like me, had tired of working for the big corporate providers and wanted to strike out on their own as the owner of their own small agency. In that time, I have written a series of books and resources, including How to Start a Security Guard Company, How to Manage a Security Guard Company, and How to Get Clients for Your Security Guard Company. Links to these books can be found in the description below this video. As I have put together and received the feedback and insights from the readers of these books, individuals who have bravely struck out on their own and started their own companies, my optimism for the private security industry has only grown. Far from limiting the potential of the industry, new technologies and the current state of public safety policies are opening up entire new worlds of opportunity for the entrepreneurial-minded public safety officer. And that's not likely to change anytime soon. Like and subscribe to this channel to stay informed as I continue to follow and share the latest happenings in the private security industry.